days of this year's this season's 6-day series as we go global. It was London before Christmas, of course. We're in Berlin, got Copenhagen next week, and then we'll have Mallorca to finish off the series. As you can see, the track centre is absolutely full with the great and the good, and we've got some great and good riders out on track as the legends are busy entertaining us at the moment. Some spectacular names, one of which, of course, is Tony Gibb. Welcome, mate. Good to see you.
For 1 minute, I thought you were going to say I needed to get on the track, and that was going to be a worry. Good evening, Carlton, and it's great to see you. And hello, everybody at home. Thank you very much for joining us. And this Legends race that you can just see being introduced at the moment have got some real great names of the past there, haven't you?
Check it out. Olaf Ludwig Vegeby, Vogt. I always stumble over his name, but that's the pronunciation. Fiedler, Hübner, Stein, Kummer, and Aldag. Yeah, Rolf. It's just phenomenal, and the list goes on. There'll be more revealed to you right now, and here we are.
Yeah, Silvio Martinello, Marco Wieler, two of the best six-day riders of all time, along with Kurt Beschart there, Jimmy Madsen from Denmark, Etienne de Wilde, an absolute legend in Belgium still to this day, Picorni there, Urs Freulers from Switzerland, another, track legend, Karsten Wolf, Guido Fulst, Mortag, and then Olaf Pollack there, the last rider.
It underscores, doesn't it, what a phenomenally popular discipline this is here in Berlin. If London invented it, New York polished it. This is really where the heartland of this event has generated so much interest over the years. I know we've got Ghent as well existing within the world of the 6 days, but really this is one of the best organised, best attended and most popular 6 days on planet Earth.
It is, yeah, and in terms of the 6 day being a party, this is a massive party. Berlin always has been renowned for its after race parties, and you can see the atmosphere in it. Absolutely electric tonight. But some of these names that you got here on this track, they're just legends of the sport.
Yeah, very much so. Great pairing as well with Silvio Martinello and Marco Villa, who were tearing up 6 day racing for such a long time, and they bridged into the 90s, didn't they? And just, I don't know, they blew the world of 6 day racing apart, essentially. Olaf Ludwig, the likes of Jens Vogt as well, just cheering everybody up, and some in better shape than others.
Yeah, some have put a couple of kilos on, haven't they? But as you were saying, Martinello, Silvio, I think he's won this event 5 or 6 times at least. Olaf Ludwig won it with Jens Vegeby back in 1997. And, you look at Kurt Beschart winning it with Bruno Risi. There's just, I can't count how many winners of this event and other 6 days there are taking to the track.
Well, as you can see, the blue lights, well, they'll dissipate in a few moments' time. The legends will be taking part in points races as well as an elimination. I'm waiting to see what we're going to get up next.
Well, I think number 6 there, I think that's the legendary Michael Hübner, who, like you say, put a couple of kilos on. And there's Jens.
He's in good nick, is our Jens. He's been busy. He's been doing a series of marathons of late. I think he did 4 back-to-back just for fun.
Well, he was supposed to do 7, and he had to bail out because he had a problem with his foot. But yeah, he's looking after himself. Does a lot of work for Trek. He's an ambassador for Trek.
Well, they're going through them. I think that's Jen Glucklich, to be honest with, that we've just seen there, who was the amateur world champion as a youth. That was some time ago right now, but was a great 6 day man, bridging the 80s and into the 90s as well. Here's Olaf Ludwig for you. Another great name to conjure with.
Yeah, he was one of the first of these sort of kamikaze sprinters, wasn't he? With there was him, then you had Abdu Japarov, and then Cipollini started making his way through, and that was
yeah. If you managed to stay on your bike around Ludwig and Abdu Japarov, you were doing all right, wouldn't you? They used to take half the road between them.
Well, there was that famous crash, wasn't there, on the Champs-Elysees, and you can see here just how much fun these guys are having. Massive smiles on their faces, and I think we're just about to get underway.
I think that's the point about 6 day racing, is that 6 day races, it seems that their careers never come to an end, do they? They just seem to just polish themselves ever more and shine brighter in the hearts of just about everyone out here. So we're going to have ourselves an elimination race every third lap of the 250 track that we've got here. Now look at that banking. That's the first time we've really had a long look at it. 47 degrees. That is no fun if you get it wrong, but you've got it right on a number of occasions, Tony. It was a track that was close to your heart.
Yeah, it's a great track, and it's a different shape to the track in London. So we've said this before, so sorry if I'm boring you, but two main track builders in the world, Ron Webb and Sherman. This is a Sherman track. They generally build the German and Eastern European tracks. Longer straights, and that's Jimmy Madsen there, rider number 14 at the bottom of the track. And longer straights and tighter bankings, and because they're tighter bankings, they're steeper bankings as well. 47 degrees, as you say, and we actually saw earlier on before we came on air that Nate Cock actually got it wrong in his first time up on the track and ended up sliding down it. And that rider there, you can see number 11, that is the legend that is Silvio Martinello. And for those of you that are thinking, what has he got on his head?
It's a sausage hat.
That's one of the original hairnet helmets that we used to wear about 15 years ago.
Just next to him is Urs Freuler, the Swiss. Yes, he got himself 10 six-day titles to his name. They're going through them all here, one after the other, and you can hear the response. They are unforgotten, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's funny, Silvio, when Silvio and Marco used to race together, they never used to smile, and it was about enough to get a good morning or a nod out of them in the morning, but they seem to have chilled out quite a lot in the latter life. So Silvio works on the TV in Italy, and Marco is the Italian national coach.
Well, some old knees getting a workout right now. You might well be able to hear the creaking. Every third lap, we're going to take a rider off the back. This is the legends doing what they've done for so many years. Oh, and we get I believe it was a footballer shooting the pigeon to get us underway. Not quite sure which one it was, but anyway, there you go. So we're underway. It's a sort of a gentle intro for us. It's going to get more elite a little bit later on.
Yeah, and this will be a bit of fun for these guys and for the crowd as well. Nice to see them back on the track. You can see some gaps opening up already. You know, you've got the likes of Jimmy Madsen, Jens Voigt, Silvio, who all look after themselves and are still very healthy guys and ride the bike quite a lot. And then you've got a few guys that don't.
Jens Fiedler was double Olympic sprint champion in 92 and 96. He's been saying at the beginning of this race that he's going to be the daddy. Well, I think they're all the granddaddies, to be quite honest.
Jens has actually lost 25 kilos in the last year.
How did he do that? That's a leg.
Stopped eating junk food.
I've seen him at the tour. He still likes his still likes his chocolate. Anyway. The bell's gone. Somebody's going to get trimmed off. I suggest that there may well be some who quite fancy that. There we go.
Rider number 23 eliminated that time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you get the idea right now. Some pretty old bikes as well, knocking around, as you can see. It's not all carbon out there, is it?
No, there's some old kit certainly rocking around there, but you know, some of the guys still riding. Silvio, Jens, Marco have still got. Marco's probably helped himself to a couple of bits of Italian national squad kit.
I think that was Jens Fiedler, actually. I was just bigging up a few moments ago. Decided that that's that. Or was it Pocorni? I'm hearing, but anyway, they ride on. But this is our entree into what's going to be a very busy evening, so just bear with us on this one. We're going to have the elite racing, and we've got a very good women's schedule as well, have we not?
Yeah, we have. We've got some great racing. We've got women's sprinting starting. When does that start? That starts on Sunday night, and we've got elite women racing for the first 3 nights as well, so something for everyone. We've actually got some stayers racing as well that comes up on, when does that start? That starts on Saturday. So 3 nights of stayers racing starting Saturday. We've got some youth racing going on, under 17s, under 19s and under 23s. Not sure if we're going to see any of that.
Silvio Martinello using all of the track to rush down using the impetus. He's high at the moment. It's not the worst place to be. It's far worse on the stayers line, or indeed down towards the bottom. And it looks like we've just lost number 12. It's Marco Villa has gone, I'm afraid, by the looks of things. He's been trimmed off. There we are, Marco. Still smuggling one of the Christmas turkeys by the looks of things, but he's hands over to his old teammate Martinello, who gets back in. Just show that they're still a partnership, even if that pairing is at an end. They've been separated right now, courtesy of the fact that Marco Villa is out. Great to see these guys still turning a wheel.
It is, yeah. We haven't got a full start list actually with numbers on, so we can't tell you exactly who it is, but it looks like Jens Fiedler just at the back there might be the one eliminated next time round. So 250 metres around this track, exactly the same as London, but a completely different shape.
Yeah, very much so, I'm afraid. I'm not going to cast aspersions, but you managed to keep yourself in pretty good nick, to be honest, because you're still pretty active. But the amount of calories that these guys put into their bodies when they're at full tilt training, it's almost hard to dial the wick down on occasion, isn't it? Once you've got used to the volume, as it were.
It's very difficult going from training, not all day, every day, but training being the only thing that you do. You train, you eat, you look after yourself. And then all of a sudden, you know, you can't ride as much because you've got some sort of work or, you know, commitments outside of riding your bike, and you're still eating the same amount of food, and it doesn't really matter when you dial down how much food you eat. You still put a little bit of weight on it. It's really annoying.
Jimmy Madsen just getting up to the stayers line, wearing number 14. He's just having a quick look, and I think Madsen may well have just pulled the ripcord. Oh no, next time by. Manny Rash is down at the bottom, number 18, who looks like he's battling for dear life at the moment. Look at this. This is the rush that you can get. You can save yourself at a moment such as this. If you're higher up the track, you may well survive, and that's precisely what happened.
Yeah, so rider number 18 it was, as you said there, Manny Rash gets eliminated. So we've dug around in our 475 sheets of paper and managed to find the start list. Oh, there we go. Brilliant.
And eliminated. How lovely. Well, they seem to have warmed up. The knees have re-oiled themselves, and they've got a bit of a pace about them.
Yeah, so we were right. It was Fiedler that got eliminated, and you called Marco Villa right as well. So they're still rattling around. Silvio's hanging out at the back, just trying to...
Do you know, they're so different, though, these guys, to how we remember them as they performed. I think we've done rather well to call them so far.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you had ever seen Jens Fiedler or Michael Hübner in their heyday to what they look like now, you never would have predicted it.
I think Jens Vogt is going to try and lap the field just for a laugh.
Well, there's no point in lapping the field in an elimination. It doesn't count.
He's showboated.
You just go from being half a lap up to half a lap down.
Well, Jens has gone trek-tastic over there. He's drawing out a response as well with 13 laps to go, but there's no point in it. He's just burning himself. I think he's probably more comfortable at this pace than he has been, you know, teetering around.
Yeah, but the bunch in one long line being chased down there. I can't see who it is on the front at the moment, but Jimmy Madsen lurking there as well. So Jens is being brought back slowly but surely by, I think it's Jens Veggerby on the front there.
It is Veggerby, yeah, that's chasing him down, bit between the teeth. 11 laps to go. It spins down nicely. This is an impeccable track. It looks like it's been resurfaced, actually.
It has. It was resurfaced for this event, so it's a brand new wooden surface. And a lot of the behind-the-scenes work that's been done as well. They've got better cabins for the riders and soigneurs. So yeah, a lot of work been done here. It's a fantastic venue, actually. From the outside, it looks almost like a UFO. And just across the road, there's a 50-metre Olympic-sized swimming pool. So an awful lot of training goes on here, both for cycling and for swimming.
There's some nice cafes and the odd bar as well that are well known to us.
To you.
Meanwhile, let's raise it, shall we? This is Olaf Pollock. It looks like he's going better than that. He's down at the bottom at the moment. Don't forget, the race is essentially at the back, not at the front. But nonetheless, or have they mixed it with the points race? They've got an intermediate sprint going on in here.
I think we've gone from an elimination to a points race.
There we are, lovely drift.
Initially, we thought they were going to have an elimination and a points race,
yeah.
But I think they've gone from 10 eliminations, and now they're going to have a 10-lap points race.
There we are. So, hence why Jens Vogt decided to go and play with us. So they trimmed off, shortened the field, and now we're into the points, and that's how we stacked up with Guido Fulst, Jimmy Madsen, Olaf Pollock, and Mr. Aldag, all point scoring so far. There's your points. Some have already gone, as you already know, but to distinguish between the rest of them, it's down to points.
So Jens on the front there, just keeping the pace nice and high. We can see just at the back there, Jimmy Madsen on the white bike. And I think that's a big attack being launched off the front there by Rolf Aldag.
Well, he spent some time with Rolf, actually. He's a lovely guy, still keeps all his aggression deep down. He was always one of those more pleasant characters to be around, but an absolute predator when he gets on the bike, and he's showing that right now, just rounding one of the loose riders, as you can see. Been eliminated a little bit earlier on, and digging in, Olaf Ludwig wants a piece of this. I think he's going to be pushed, I'm afraid, just off the corner. Great work. Super effort, and Olaf does it.
Still looks pretty fit, doesn't he?
He does. That was terrific.
Great rider in his day, riding for Panasonic for most of his career.
Well, he carried a lot of impetus. That was a perfect example of how you can use the wider line off the curve to just slingshot you straight down the back, straight down the home straight.
Yeah, what you have to remember on these tracks is it's much further from the end of the banking to the start-finish line, so it doesn't really ride the same as London or Sydney, Melbourne, any of those tracks. So you do have to ride differently on tracks like this.
The Yenzi, well, we speculated, didn't we, at the beginning of this, who our favourite was, and we both said, well, it's clearly he's the man to beat. Well, yeah, he's the sort of last off the pro bike, essentially.
German track racing in Germany with a German hero who's only packed up racing 2.5 years ago now.
Exactly, and has just shed all the extra kilos, as you've just heard. Final lap coming up right now, so extra points on offer at the line. Leading him out at the moment is Pokorny, and right round the outside comes Veggerby yet again. He's digging in for glory here. Let's see how he goes. Well, he delivers this one, in fact, by probably about 6 bike lengths by the time he crossed the line there. Super job, great fun, and one for the fans.
Yeah, and probably the most entertaining ride of the evening for everyone watching.
Lovely stuff. That was a good race.
Yeah, it's just entertainment for the crowd, but I have to say that they have these Legends races quite often, and a lot of the time you watch them and you think, who? I've never heard of that guy, but you look down the list of riders that they've assembled here, and honestly, it was just legend after legend, wasn't it?
Yeah, great to see Jens Veggerby there. The two Yensis with, well, the Yensi, as he likes to call himself, or the Americans do anyway. Great to see them here still functioning, and the amount of affection that's pouring down out of the tribune here is just fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, and it just goes to show how knowledgeable the crowd are, and they know exactly who they're looking at.
Yeah, precisely. Great to see. Well, we're running just a little bit behind schedule this evening by about 10 minutes. Luckily, all the 6 days build in a flexible race towards the end where we have our final Madison Chase. And that allows us to get back to time. So it's approximately 45 minutes, but they can adjust that to get us back on and indeed avoid any run-ins with the local authorities regarding noise when we all leave.
Yeah, the reason we're late, there was actually a nasty little crash in the first Derny heat before we came on air, and having seen a little bit of rough footage of it, it reminded me of Amsterdam a few years back. There was nothing caused it. It's rumoured, and I say it's rumoured that the Derny driver passed out mid-race, but he's been taken off to hospital, and by all accounts he is conscious and back with us, so that's good to hear.
Well,